Today is the 1st of November 2023. We've been travelling overnight from Escudos de Vergas down to Shelter Bay Marina. From about midnight we've had nothing but rain. It's cleared up a little bit now, but earlier there was a lot of thunder and lightning. But things are looking great now as Kariwa makes her way to the breakwater of Colon. 2 hours to run. We're going to get hauled out, have the bottom cleaned, and have a coat of anti-fouling put on before we head up to the San Blas Islands. Yesterday I sent in the paperwork for the Panama Canal, so we'll see how that all works out. Coming up soon will be our plans for the future. So Kariwa is moving on. How exciting is that, huh?
Gas Gabriela, LPG, pressurized gas, as opposed to LNG, which is only chilled, not pressurized. I think this one comes from Korea.
Disculpa, el número de cuenta. 532. Okay.
Shelter Bay, Kariwa.
Kariwa, over for Shelter Bay.
Starting to enter the marina now.
Where is that, Captain? Waiting for you on the sleep. Kariwa, para hacer el gente.
Gracias.
Okay,
Right, Captain, what are we doing on this Saturday morning?
So here we are in Shelter Bay. It's Saturday morning. We're going to get hauled out on Tuesday. We've been running the generator with our time in Bocas and when we lost power and everything, and now it's time to change the oil on the generator, and it's also time to change the raw water cooling impeller. So those are both reasonably easy jobs. The difference is here in the engine room, in order to gain access to the raw water impeller, I've got to take the sides off the generator, and then I've got to move the toolbox and vice stand in order to gain access. So as with everything, the changing of the oil or the actual changing of the impeller is a fairly simple process, but there's a lot of work that goes in front of it and a lot of work that goes behind it just to dismantle the structure of the engine room. So that's what we'll be doing. So today we're going to open up the lazarette and we've got to get the oil out. I'm lucky that the Admiral is tough. It's not so good for my back to go down there, so she gets the oil out.
Finally.
Oh, there is one there.
There's an empty and another empty.
And I have another empty down there. So there's only two of these. That's the fishing box. And then this is the generator. No, that's hose clamps. Ah, the gen set's over there. miscellaneous
It's heavy hardware. It's all
deck stuff. Yeah.
which is why it's heavy.
And then there's the Yamaha box and the genset box.
So there's an impeller in here.
And there's an impeller right on the top.
Okay.
Time to change the impeller. One of the things on Kariwa that I like is this reverso oil change system, which allows us to change the oil out of the generator, wing and main engine, both by draining and filling through it. I know some people like to fill through the top of the engine, saying that it's a way to get cleaner oil. I think the difference is minimal, and also I always flush the line with clean oil before I fill it. I've taken the cover off the front of the generator so you can see the oil in the fuel filter, and I've opened the valves, one back in there that leads to the Repsol oil change system, and now it's a case of sucking the oil out. Generator. Okay, so now we've probably drained all the oil. So I'll just let it sit for a little while and then I'll give it one last suck. And then we'll go over and change the oil filter. And once we've changed the oil filter, we'll be ready to put the new oil in. And then once we've done that, then we'll go and start dismantling the cover so that we can get at the impeller. We remove the hand-tight oil filter and drop it into a oil-tight bag, and taking care not to spill too much of the old oil. We put the new filter on with the label for the date and the engine hours, and then we're ready to move on to the next stage. This is basically the reverse of taking the oil out. You put the hose into the new oil, and instead of hitting empty, you hit fill, and the oil is then sucked up into the sump of the generator. It's empty. So we've topped up, we've got new oil in the generator now, and it's up to the top of the dipstick. Now it's time to go and replace the impeller for the raw water cooling system for the generator, and I've got to get access to this area where the impeller is. And in order to do that, I have to remove the table with the vise in it, and then I need to dismantle this whole soundproofing for the generator. Otherwise I can't get access to that area. It's a bit of a tight fit. So as I said earlier, the change out of the impeller is the easy part. Just dismantling all of it takes a bit of time. And I generally start with removing this vise box and stand. So that's the first part removed. It's basically 5 screws where it's screwed down into the deck, and you unscrew it and then you can lift it off and it's out the way. Didn't take too long. The next part is taking apart the soundproofing of the generator. So we've now got the soundproofing off, and I've got access here. I've got the right bolts, the right spanner, and I'm going to start taking this faceplate off. Alright, now we need to get the tool to take it off. And it's out. Yeah? So if we look at it, yeah, you see it's a bit serrated there. Just a few little bits, but they're quite small, so it's not a huge problem. And it's just starting to go there. Yeah? The whole fin would have gone soon. So it's the perfect time to change it. And the seal's in, everything's in, and now we just start putting it back together again. And now everything is put back, the oil drums are back, the vice shelf is back, the soundproofing is back. That's it for this week. Next time we haul out at Shelter Bay Marina and have a new bottom coat added to the boat. Please like and subscribe, and see you then.